Public speaking is one of the scariest fears I've had to overcome. Like I can remember it. I remember like the feeling of like your head wants to burst because you can hear your ears ringing, your heart is in your stomach, your voice is caught up in your throat, your mouth goes dry, like, and then people are just there looking at you. Like, can you just close your eyes and let me talk and go? So I've always wondered why something as simple as talking. See, when I was growing up, this is weird, sha, but I talked to myself a lot and I talked so much. I have, I don't know, this very vivid, imaginative, like imagination. But that's by the way. So, what I'm trying to say is that I talk a lot, but when it comes to public speaking, and I just suddenly lose my voice. And always wondered, why is something that simple so hard? And I didn't really understand it until I decided to go on my own journey to overcome the fear of public speaking. So I'm going to share a few things I discovered or the reasons why I feel some people have this fear and relate it to trauma or environment and how you grew up. So, hello guys, my name and welcome to my channel. Here I discuss about my opinions, my thoughts, my experiences, and hope that we can learn a thing or two from each other. So, let me get back into it. So, when I say public speaking, I'm not talking about TED Talk kind of crowd. I'm talking about like two people literally in a group of three. I found it very hard to like voice my opinions. So in a group of maybe two people, even one-on-one conversations was hard for me because of I don't even know what, because now that I've overcome it, I cannot even for the life of me understand why I was the way I was then. But that's by the way. So what I'm going to say is written down as usual, and remember they are just my opinions, so not research proving whatever, or I mean they're just my opinion sha, from my head and my personal experience. So public speaking is fun. It's very fun because it helps you discover the kind of person that you are, well, and it helps you test your limits and then see how it helps you also observe people. Now, initially, I am someone that I don't like public speaking. I mean, I don't even like being perceived. Talk more of my voice being heard. Don't perceive me. Don't notice me. Don't see me. I love like staying at the back, being led. Even when I know what, even in a situation where I know that okay, if I say something, this thing is going to like go smoothly. I rather keep quiet, and suffer through the situation than say anything. So during my journey to learning how to um, be a good public speaker, I learned that not being able to do public speaking was actually a symptom and not the actual cause of what is happening. So here in this book, I am going to talk about a few things that made me uncomfortable with public speaking, and recognizing them helped me to improve my public speaking skills. So stay tuned. So the first thing is public speaking puts you in position of scrutiny. People scrutinize you, like you feel. I mean, and if you're someone that have low self esteem, growing up or adult years, whatever might have caused it, you don't want to be scrutinized. You don't want to be perceived to that extent, like to that very deep extent. So public speaking is something that you avoid. I used to avoid it. So what I now, sorry, this is a candid channel, so whatever you see, just know that I'm just having a human experience. So what was I even saying? What's going on? Sorry, so what was I saying? So it puts you in a position of scrutiny. You don't want, if you're someone that you have low self-esteem, you don't want to be perceived. You're there, you're thinking, oh god, if I accept to do this public speaking, or maybe if I talk in front of these people now, because public speaking for me, like I said, is not just in a very how do I put it, populated environment. It can be a one-on-one conversation. It can be just me and two people or three. So long as there is more than me, for me it is already public speaking. That's how bad mine was. That's how terrible mine was. So I was always thinking, am I well dressed enough? Am I good enough? Am I tall enough? Am I pretty enough? Am I smart enough? Do I know what to say? Is my voice too loud? Is it too low? Is it like, and end of the day, you find out that you're now the one scrutinizing yourself before the public even has a chance to scrutinize you. So now, when I found out that I didn't like being scrutinized, I had to like check, what am I hiding? Nothing. I mean, I'm not a serial killer or a murderer, so what am I hiding? So I had to like do shadow work. I mean, I not like I'm still in the process of like doing it like my shadow work journey, but like I had to like go back and ask myself, what is it? And I had to make a bit of research, and I found out that it could be from childhood. So I had to like start shadow work to understand why I don't like scrutiny. I don't like attention being on me. I don't like being perceived, and it helped me. I'm still on that journey, but I mean, it's what I discovered and how I'm trying to overcome it. And the second one is childhood and influence. Childhood and influence. Okay, I have this wound thing, glue. So childhood. If you grew up in an African home and you're very outspoken, eh? You're not really outspoken. You're just, I mean, maybe let me not say African, let me just say Nigerian. You might have that Nigerian spirit of talk, 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 talk. Maybe in a crowd, you're shouting, everybody's shouting. But once everybody goes quiet and focuses on you, you will see how quiet. I'm waving my mic around. You will see how quiet you become. You think you do public speaking, or you're not shy, you're confident because in a group of people, maybe in a very huge crowd, you're shouting, or maybe in your amongst your friends who give you confidence, you move around and what not. No, meet someone that you think is higher than you in status, age, or standing, public standing, social standing, and you will see how your confidence will fly out of the window. Your gra, your Nigerian gra. So yeah, and what was I even saying? Sorry, the video cut, and I had to do one or two things before coming back. So childhood. If you grew up in a Nigerian home, and your parents or maybe the elders around you do that thing where if you're a child and you're making noise, they'll be like, "Come on, will you keep quiet? Don't you see your mates are reading? Come on, will you keep quiet? You're making noise." Oh, so if I'm talking, you're talking, Abby, or things like children should not say some certain things, or maybe as a child, if someone does something bad to you, you're not allowed to like speak up if they're older than you or higher than you, or whatever, according to your family or society or hierarchy or whatever thing that happens. You would think that thing had stopped in your childhood, but you're now an adult. You now have the mind to talk, 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 talk. Why most people that are very confident go in front of other people that seem confident go somewhere and then their confidence goes down low is because their confidence is not real confidence. It's just like is a facade. That's why real confidence is actually very quiet and humble. But it's different story for another day. So yes, childhood can be part of it. Childhood can be part of it, and I'm talking to my camera and I'm still nervous. That's why I keep touching my face and all that. But that's by the way. So childhood is part of it, and when you hear phrases like uh, I don't even want to say it so that YouTube will not flag, because African families can be very harsh. Maybe comparing you to someone, Yeah, so comparisons, keep telling you to keep quiet, and all these things where before a child will talk, you have to look at your mom or your dad so that they'll use eye and sign and give you that you can talk or express yourself. All those things shape how someone grows and like what you become as an adult. Yes, because if you're training a child so that they can be responsible when they are young, like when they are young, you're training them so that they can be responsible if they grow up. What makes you think that restricting them is not going to shape them into being very timid individuals that cannot do public speaking? So like that's the other one. That's the one. So I think you have to just find a way around this one. Oh. Yeah, you heal in Jesus' name. Amen. So the third one is low self-esteem. That one, well, everything I've said self is boils down to low self-esteem. But when you have low self-esteem and you do and public speaking comes up, little mistakes become so big because you already see yourself as low. So anything you do is bad. So when you now make an actual mistake, even when you don't make a mistake, you're blaming yourself. When you now make an actual mistake, you now crucify yourself. Yes, if you cough wrongly, yeah, you chaos like for the rest of the month, yeah, you keep on having flashbacks. It happened to me. I used to have flashbacks of things that happened when I was in my mom's womb. Mm, because of how embarrassed they will get me if such memories come up in my brain or my mind. So yeah, low self-esteem can be, I mean, this one is even obvious. It's part of the reasons why public speaking is hard. It's hard, and it also comes from childhood or environment, excuse me, or your environment, how you grow up and all that. Yes, it shapes you. The other one is fear of judgment. Now fear of judgment is not the same thing as scrutiny, in my opinion. Scrutiny is like, okay, everybody's watching you, they're seeing your flaws, they can see things that are physical and all that. They may not necessarily come and say you're bad, you're judged or whatever. But judgments can be in form of, maybe let me use an online personality for example. You say something controversial and people start sharing their opinions about you. That's judgment. I think I'm going to cut off this one because people are going to judge me. Eh, See what I was saying? I'm itching my nose, which is like normal thing if I'm nervous and I'm thinking of how people are going to judge me. So yes, now this thing I'm doing now is part of public speaking because it is going to go out to thousands of people on the internet. Yes. So fear of judgment. They are going to judge your background, the way you dress, the way you eat, the way you sleep, the way you talk, the way your face is, forgetting that you are just human, or maybe your opinions, forgetting that we are all entitled to our opinions so long as it does not harm life or property. So fear of judgment. So there is how I am trying to overcome that one is by faking it until I make it. Even if I'm shaking, even if I'm uncertain, I am going to speak. I'm going to stand and I'm going to speak. Yes, I am going to speak. And then the more you love yourself, the more you under your self love journey, the more you don't necessarily care what others are talking about, are going to say about you. So yes, fear of judgment can be overcome by loving yourself and then faking it until you make it, even if you're shaking. Do you know when I did my project defense, I was shaking. I don't even know till today. I cannot tell you what happened inside that panel room. I just entered. They were asking questions. I was going okay, and then something happened, and the woman something, and it threw me off balance, and that was it. I cannot tell you how I left, how I came, but I know that I did my project defense. That's what not being a good public speaker or fear of judgment can do, because I'm thinking, are they going to judge my dressing? Are they going to judge the way I speak? Are they going to scrutinize me to the point of saying that I am not a professor, forgetting that they know I'm not a professor? I'm just a final year student trying to like defend my project. Which also still boils down to um um uh low self-esteem, which makes you feel like little normal mistakes that you make are like so huge. Everything just ties down to each other, like as in to each other. Everything just ties down to everything. Yeah, everything is like, what am I saying? I don't know. Well, it also goes down to childhood because most of those people that were in that panel room are lecturers, professors, and people that are older than me and have achieved more. So that thing alone, and then knowing I'm not supposed to like breathe the wrong way around them in a Nigerian setting, home, society, school, I had to be extra careful, which made me more nervous and more prone to mistakes. And yeah. So the next one is I'm going to flip. Okay. Another reason why you cannot do public speaking is avoiding. You're always avoiding it. They'll ask you to pray in a meeting. You say no, you cannot pray. They'll ask you to say something. You say no. Somebody will send you to an office and then you refuse to go. Avoidance. And then the thing is that avoidance is going to bring you it's going to bring you momentary relief. You're going to be like, I did not go, but what you don't know is that it that eventually, you see in this life, so long as you're an adult and you want to live a very independent life, you must learn public speaking. You must learn to express yourself. Now, public speaking has layers. That's for another dish, but I'm going to just like chip this in. It has layers. It goes from being able to speak to being able to speak fluently, to being able to speak with authority, then to being able to speak without even thinking about it. So it's a lot. And then if you keep avoiding, you are not even going to start with stage one, talk more of stage 10 or 100 or 1000. So yeah. And again, childhood trauma is not the only reason, or upbringing is not the only reason why people can not be good at public speaking. You could have speech defects, you could have health issues, you could just be a naturally shy person, you could just not want to speak. You might just be naturally aloof. So if you don't do, it's not really the fact that you cannot do public speaking does not mean that you have childhood trauma. It just means that it could also mean that it's just you. So, however, it is. I think when you try to work on it, just like me, you start finding out the things, the reasons, and then the patterns, and then you will now know how to solve this thing. Because, like I said, public speaking is a symptom, and the main cause of the issue is underneath. And again, if you're someone that you got public speaking from childhood trauma or upbringing or environment or whatever, I want you to know that it is not like you're making a conscious decision as an adult to not get better. It's like the system, the patterns have been so reinforced in your mind that your nervous system sees no other possibility. So it's something that you have to really work. It's not something that you just wake up and say, I love public speaking. You have to actually do it. Like as you're working on it, do it. In my first public speaking experience, I almost urinated on myself. I was so pressed. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. I was so scared that they will ask the wrong questions and I will not be prepared. I was almost stuttering as usual. I was sweating. I didn't know where to look, but I did it. And then the next time I did it again, scared. I kept doing it scared. Just like I'm making this video scared. And I got better at it. So if I can, my dear, you can too. Alright, so if you're here, if you got to this point of the video, thank you so much for staying to the end of the video. And please don't mind my appearance. So I've been cleaning since morning. Like I've been cleaning since morning and I've not really, but that's by the way, Sha. Thank you so much, and I hope that you learned a thing or two. And if you feel like you have something to contribute or tell me, feel free to say in the comment section, like, comment, subscribe, and share. See you on my next video. Bye.